Suburban Detroit, we proudly bring you the Pistons at the Palace of Auburn Hill. This is Kevin Harlan at the table alongside Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge from the sideline. A good game here would get this road trip started confidently for the Cavaliers. Well, they're entering a bit of a soft spot in their schedule, facing off guys against some of the lower-ranked teams in the league, and we'll see if they're able to take advantage and have their win total.
Now, hold up, Kevin. You've been around this league a while, and you know there are no gimmies when it comes to playing this game. Even though the schedule looks soft and looks like there are many winnable games, every team can take you out to lunch if you don't pay attention and respect your opponent.
Look at Cleveland's starting group. Shumpert and LeBron are out on the perimeter. Thompson is out there with Jefferson, and it's Irving in at the point guard position. On defense, the Cavaliers, they're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
And listen, you have to take advantage of the freebies. And on that night, they did not, and that is why they just could not recover.
You know, low percentage from the free throw line, and I think that can have an effect on your overall scoring efforts, which obviously fell short.
And LeBron throws it down.
If you're going to step in front of LeBron James, we're going to question your sanity. Just a freak of nature.
And you look at LeBron's career, he's been cast in so many roles. The child prodigy, Doris, the chosen one, the villain, the champion, now the savior. So much of that is media creation, as we know. At this point in his career, does he care, you think, Doris, what people even say about him?
I think he's certainly conscious of his brand, Kevin, but I think LeBron's at a point in his career where it's a little bit devil may care. The Miami move was so criticized. Those rings don't come with any asterisks, though, right? I mean, he realizes that as long as he wins, the rest is just noise.
For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Outside Jackson. Dishes it to Drummond. Shot clock at 6. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Drummond's got his second basket of the night. Here's James. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Miami. Jefferson with it. He's picked up by Drummond. Deflects the pass. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. And laid in to finish the break. Caldwell Pope's got his second basket of the game.
Oh, that's great, D there. A little petty larceny as he just picks his pocket and takes it coast to coast for the finish.
Irving against Jackson. Irving can't get it to go.
Sometimes Sometimes you've got to get right in the shooter's grill to bother him, and that's what they did to him.
Caldwell Pope outside. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. Good D by Thompson.
He needs to complete that opportunity. Really shocking he botched that one.
Shumpert dishes to LeBron. Irving sets a screen for LeBron. Expanding his range. That's good from Shumpert on the assist by Irving. Shumpert's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. The Pistons have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Outside Jackson. There's the pick. Passes it to Drummond. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. Well, so much great defense has come from the shooting guard position over the years. And here's a rundown of the players wreaking havoc at that spot this year. The 4th spot held by Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
And both the hand speed and general quickness of the players on that list are outstanding. Those are the qualities you need to be an effective perimeter defender.
Effective doesn't begin to describe this crew. Their defensive skills are game-changing, and it isn't just the steals. It's the ability they have to get in their opponents' heads and force them into bad decisions.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Jackson passes to Lure. From outside the arc. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Lure's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Outside Irving. Thompson, a screen on Jackson. Irving kicks to Thompson. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Andre Drummond picks one up. And Tristan Thompson, one of the premier offensive rebounders in the game. 2nd overall, in fact, in offensive rebounds last year.
But, Kevin, this is a guy who makes his living around the rim. He runs rim to rim. Terrific on the pick and roll. He's a smart cutter. Does a good job lurking on the baseline for drop-offs or second chance points. You know, guys, you could make the case that Tristan Thompson has a center's game and a power forward's frame. He put on some weight going into last season in order to spend more time at the 5. That was probably a wise choice.
And so Thompson nails both of them. And Thompson able, Doris, to defend the 4 and 5 spot pretty well.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, you know, you love his ability to be able to bang inside and also move laterally when he's away from the rim. And though he's not a great shot blocker, he gives you just enough rim protection when you play him at the 5 spot.
Now here's Caldwell-Pope. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Here's Jackson, offensive rebound. Here's Drummond, and Drummond throws it down.
And his eyes got wide once he got the ball inside. You just know what he's going to do with the basketball.
James kicks to Irving. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. Irving's got 5 points so far.
You know, I like how he's getting involved in the offense. He's picking his spots and making his shot attempts count.
Outside Jackson. Feeds to Morris. 3-pointer. A putback. And it's Drummond with the jam. Now Irving. He has 5. He kicks it to Shumpert. James outside. 4 on the shot clock. Outside Jefferson. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for Detroit.
And they love to spread the floor with shooting. A lot of 3-point attempts, and that's been the league-wide direction, and this group has been no exception.
Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. I was able to talk with the head coach of the Cavaliers. They're looking to break the tie in this season series, and I asked him what he thought the biggest factor would be tonight. He said it always seems to come down to getting a stop. We have to get our hands up and contest shots. If that doesn't work, our guys in the back have to block those shots. That's one of the ways they win games, Kevin. Back to you.
Okay, Dave, thanks. So defense, it looks like, coming first for them today.
That's their identity. That's what they're all about. Their defense is really what sparks them.
Well, you know the effort you put into defense is within your control, and you make the commitment to play with high energy and working together, trusting each other, you can play great D.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
Boy, what a terrific look inside for Shumpert. The D wasn't going to just give it to him, and he wisely uses his speed and athleticism to draw the defense into him.
Doris, just looking around the league, who are some of the players that you feel are underrated or don't get the kind of credit for what they do night in and night out?
Yeah, the first guy that comes to mind, and I know just the respect that coaches have for him, is Paul Millsap, right? I mean, this is a guy who is a little bit undersized to play the power forward, has got to use his speed and his guile to be effective around the rim, works so hard to develop that perimeter game. Kyle Lowry, right? Dynamic in terms of his scoring ability, his toughness. He's absolutely the personality that drives that. And maybe Isaiah Thomas.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think so. You know,
5'9".
Right, 5'9", but I'll tell you, the guy's got guts when the game is on the line. Boston was able to be competitive before he arrived. They couldn't close games until he arrived.
Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Iman Shumpert.
And let's check out stats for James. Over the last month, he has been spectacular. Second in three-point field goal percentage, fourth in assists, and ranked among the top 10 in scoring. He can fill it up with the best of them.
Smith against Irving. Smith kicks to Harris. Here's Baines. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Now, here is Irving. 32 points for him last game against Miami.
And don't forget about his work on the glass. I mean, he contributed in a number of ways.
Stolen by Thompson. Irving dishes to LeBron. Back to Irving. James outside. Clock at 4. High arcing shot. Smith with it. 8 points his last outing. There's the screen. Pass to Baines. Harris kicks to Johnson. Nice ball movement by Detroit. On the wing, Johnson. The tray. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Their last meeting was in Detroit, where they were unable to fight off the Pistons.
Yeah, in this game, they'll want to approach things a little differently, I think. Got blown out last time due to being a little too aggressive on the defensive side.
You know, there's a balance between that aggression and overdoing it. You can't reach in. These are things officials are looking to call.
Now Caldwell Pope after LeBron's three-pointer that didn't go. Knocked away and stolen by Irving. James outside. Back to Irving. Fires from the corner. That falls. Irving's got his 3rd basket of the night.
They're scoring with great confidence, having a very nice quarter here.
Smith kicks to Harris. Johnson outside. Back to Harris. And it's Smith, top of the key. Here's Caldwell Pope. That's short off the rim.
Superb defense, guys. No way he's going to let him get off a clean look at the basket.
Now here's James. One of the most consistent producers in the league. He's averaging around 25.5 points a game. Irving's shot is good.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Pistons trailed by 6. Smith outside. Here's the screen. Inside. It's deflected. Here's Harris. Again, the miss by the Pistons. And here's Cleveland. They're on a 16-7 run. Irving passes to Thompson. And there's the feed to LeBron. Thompson sets the pick for James. Back to Thompson. Irving for three. Drains it from beyond the arc. And now it's a 9-point Cavalier lead.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
And for the Cavaliers, third time was that charm, right? 3 finals appearances in their last 46 years as a franchise, and they finally win the title. To hang that banner, guys, what a tremendous accomplishment.
Now, here is Irving. Following the missed shot by Tobias Harris. Williams dishes to Irving. The dive for the ball. And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. And now we go to the 2K leaderboard to find out which teams have had the hottest shooters since All-Star. In third, the Cavaliers.
No doubt their offense has really hit its stride. I mean, they're making the extra pass and not settling for that first shot that presents itself. And you see that in their shooting percentage.
There's 45 seconds left to play here in the first. The screen from Thompson. Irving kicks to Williams. And finished off by Williams.
I'd say if Tristan Thompson sets a hard pick, you will feel its impact.
Pistons trailed by 11. And it wasn't just the Cavaliers getting the monkey off the back doors. It was the entire city of Cleveland.
Well, how about over a half a century between professional sporting championships? It's almost hard to quantify what the Cavs win meant for those loyal fans.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
Outside Irving. He feeds it to Korver. From deep. And no good trying to get that one. So as we end the first quarter, already a double-digit ball game. Cavaliers lead by 11. And the... And a chance to hear from LeBron James as he talked about the challenge of remaining calm and collected throughout the ups and downs of the NBA season.
For me, at a younger age, I was...
Again, just another part of the maturation process for LeBron. He's become such the consummate pro.
He is absolutely as solid and steady as a rock at this point in his career. Nothing rattles him. Nothing throws him off his game.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And guys, the Cavaliers enjoying a nice lead here.
It's just been a long-range battle for them and one that they're winning right now.
Their biggest advantage could be their fearlessness. Maybe a bad shot once in a while, but these guys have range and they know it.
Chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And Detroit looking at who they've got. Jackson is out there with Johnson. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Harris. And it's Drummond in at the center position. Pistons trailed by 12. Harris passes to Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Outside Korver. Harris against Jefferson. Kicks to Williams. Just 5 to shoot. Jefferson a screen on Harris. Williams attacking, and he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick. And the Cavaliers lead by 12. And, well, Detroit shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. Jackson with it. Jefferson picks him up. Jackson dishes to Harris. Misses the layup.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Korver kicks to Williams. Puts up a three. Hands it from downtown. Williams has got 5 points in the quarter.
Classic Darren Williams does a terrific job measuring it up.
Outside Jackson. To the middle. Here's Drummond. Here's Harris. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not. But sure enough, they have. So he'll head to the free throw line.
Personal foul, teams first.
Shumpert is checked in for Cleveland. The Pistons shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And collectively, they're only about 73% as a unit right now.
That's good from Harris. And one thing the Pistons have been doing in recent times is honoring the members of the 2004 championship team. Retired several numbers, and rightly so. You know, Gray, that team was special.
And that 2004 had a great cast of characters, many of whom found a rebirth with the Pistons. That team helped continue the us against the world feeling that the franchise had in the Bad Boys era. Hard to express just how much that team meant to the city of Detroit.
And the Pistons making a change here. Lewis checked in. There's the dish to Jefferson. Pass to Korver. Shumpert against Morris. Shumpert, no good. Pistons trailed by 12. Outside Jackson. The pass to Morris. He dishes it to Lure. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. Chance now to take a look at the steal numbers over the last couple months. The scope of that for LeBron.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
The Cavaliers leading by 12. Williams passes to Fry. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
Yeah, Channing Frye, guys, a guy acquired by Cleveland last season at the trade deadline. I think he's been crucial. The ability to space the court at either power forward or center, and on a very reasonable contract.
The Cavaliers have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one. Free throw, good from Fry. And Doris, you look at advanced statistics. Channing Frye, a better player than some might realize.
Well, I think, Kevin, rebounding is where he hurts you. Underrated defensively, and of course, close to 40% from three-point range. That provides spacing for all of their star talent.
And both free throws good for Fry.
And the veteran Fry just continues to build upon his fine career. A big man with a sweet touch from the distance.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
And while we got a chance, let's look at some numbers for Darren Williams. Averaging 13 points per game, 7 assists, and 2 rebounds. And when he takes over at the point, he really keeps the offense flowing.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Well, I tell you what, it didn't take long for everyone to recognize that Andre Drummond was going to be a dominant rebounder in this league. He just inhales everything within his reach out on the floor. And then he's got that great blend of length and strength to get after every miss. Incredible feet and hands to go along with that. And this is a guy that just has superstar written all over him.
That one is no good. And it's hard to stop talking about Drummond. The rebounding, of course, helps him get the easy points. When it comes on the offensive end of the court, Greg, a terrific offensive rebound.
It's almost like a feedback loop with him. I mean, you get an offensive board, he gets an easy score. He starts getting on a roll, and then the next thing you know, he's going up for a 20-20 game.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Outside Jackson. Dishes to Drummond. Unable to get that one. Cavaliers go the other way with it. Outside Williams. Passes to Shumpert. From deep. Rebounded by Jackson.
You know, after draining a three-pointer in the first, he's been unable to capitalize since.
Johnson dishes to Lure. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
You know, nice flow to that play. Led him right into the attempt with the sharp pass. It has to be crisp, and it has to be on time.
And for so many players, the game of basketball is really a lifeline, whether to afford college or even beyond. And Doris, have you seen that aspect of the sport shape an individual's future?
No, I don't think there's any question. You can look up and down the NBA and every roster and know for a fact that the game of basketball has shaped the lives of these young men from the time they were in their earliest stages. I mean, for some, the game has been a lifesaver, no question about it.
Here's Shumpert. And no good. Excellent D there by Johnson. Near the three-point line, it's Morris. Tries again. Feeds to Drummond. He kicks to Johnson. Drummond sets the screen for Jackson. And another shot. He got right to the cup using that screen.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Richard Jefferson. His second personal, 13.
You know, if you ask any great player what separates good from great in terms of the NBA is confidence. And Reggie Jackson has never been short on having confidence. I mean, he feels as if he's been a star ever since he came into this league and just needed the opportunity. And I tell you what, I think he's right. I mean, he's made the most of it coming over to Detroit and did not skip a beat. And I tell you what, Stan Van Gundy is very happy to have him at the helm of that point guard position.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
LeBron James has stepped up over the years, both on and off the court. Of course, he plays with that reckless abandon, but off the floor, he's been very involved and vocal about social issues. And more dramatically, he entrusted his marketing empire to his childhood friends. LeBron recalled people called it the worst decision ever. All this to 3 guys who didn't finish college. We got dirt thrown on all of us, but I always believed in him. Kevin, you can't say it hasn't worked out.
He's broken the mold, D.A. Thank you. Screen by Jefferson. Pass to Shumpert. Fires the 3. Morris with the rebound. And when you think about Reggie Jackson's demeanor, you can see the confidence he plays with. Goes right at the taller players. Loves to be challenged by the big-name players, too.
And it shows most in the fourth quarter. Reggie is the kind of player who wants the ball with the game on the line. He might not always come through, but he isn't one to back down from a challenge.
Jefferson setting the pick for Williams. The feed now to Korver. There's a good screen. 6 on the shot clock. Kicks to Shumpert. Trying his luck deep. Hits it from three-point range. Shumpert's got 5 points in the quarter.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes. And they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way. And that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
Well, I don't think it's overstatement to call that an embarrassing defensive effort. Shooters were wide open from everywhere.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Contavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Johnson. And Smith subbed in for Reggie Jackson. In the corner, Irving with it. Not going to go that time. And it's Detroit the other way. Up next for them is the Pacers in Indianapolis. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. The screen from Thompson. Pass to James. Thompson, a screen on Morris. James, the pass to Thompson. Count that bucket.
Yeah, there are several ways that Thompson can be a factor on the offensive end, and he is still adding to that arsenal.
Pistons trailed by 18. Caldwell Pope outside. He feeds it to Lure. Smith up top. He's covered by Irving. Here's the teardrop. And it's Smith laying it in.
How's that for a delicate touch? Perfect release on the floater.
And here is LeBron. Here's the screen. Here's Shumpert. Rebound by the Pistons. Lure's got 4 rebounds in this game.
You can see it. His timing, his touch, everything just a shade off tonight.
And Baines kicks to Caldwell Pope. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field. The Cavaliers leading by 14. Outside Shumpert. James sets the screen for Shumpert. Fires from the line. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Shumpert's got 12 points in the game. For Detroit, they've gone 7 of 14 in the second quarter, shooting to the tune of 50%. Smith outside with the floater, and it's good on the layup. Smith's got 4 points this quarter.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
I mean, outstanding finish inside against a defender that basically towers over him.
Shumpert dishes to LeBron. 13 feet away. Rebound by the Pistons. Morris has got his 3rd rebound on the night. The pass to Smith. The dish to Caldwell Pope. There's 1:54 left here in the second, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
First personal foul, team score.
Tobias Harris is checked in for the Pistons. And Cleveland also making a change. Derek Williams checked in for Channing Frye. The Pistons shooting the 6th attempt at the free throw line tonight. You talk to anybody around the league about Contavious Caldwell-Pope, and they'll talk about his defense. Just an absolute monster, Greg, how he can lock up a perimeter player.
And it's a rarity for a player so young to be so good defensively. He's got quick feet and is aggressive at pressuring the ball. Only 6'5", but has the wingspan of a condor. It really makes it hard to get around.
Harris outside. Back to Smith. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Detroit, no good that time either.
They're trying to cut this lead, but he's shooting them right out of it.
Here's Thompson. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 3 assists in the game.
Well, you know that Thompson's feeling it when he's pulling up immediately after catching the pass.
Caldwell Pope outside. Harris kicks to Smith. He dishes it to Baines. And now the Cavaliers. Fast break. Irving's got the ball. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, one thing I think that Derek Williams had working against him was where he was taken in the draft. I mean, pick number 2 overall, he came into the league with a ton of expectations. And it's clear he can't be a franchise guy. but he can contribute important minutes to a winning team.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Indoors, as you said, it can be so difficult for a player to live up to draft position and expectations. Williams seems to have moved beyond that now.
Well, I think it's Williams' talent and skill. That's never been in question. He's always been able to run out and contribute. I think for him it was a matter of expectations being too high for the player. Oh, look at that.
Just a good, solid, aggressive finish there on the break.
Yeah, he didn't need any assistance on that one. He had it handled all on his own.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. Here's Smith. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Dishes it to Harris. Takes the 13-footer, and that one goes long. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Cavaliers on top, leading by 17. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's
Thanks a lot.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
First half in the books. Ernie Johnson, what a game it's been for Kyrie Irving. He had 12 points, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
Well, we can't look past the huge contribution their bench has provided. They've got this lead mainly because of the injection.
And that wraps up.
And welcome back to the Motor City with a look at the giant fist of Detroit legend Joe Louis. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
You know, amazing because they're always a focal point for the defense and always looking for ways to take him out of the game, and that didn't happen in this first half.
On the court for Cleveland, Shumpert and LeBron are out on the perimeter. Jefferson out there with Thompson. And it's Irving at the 1 spot. Screen by Jefferson. Thompson sets the pick for Irving. Thompson right side. James against Morris. And they pick up 2. And that's now 6 points for LeBron.
Doesn't seem to matter. When LeBron's in rhythm, defenders can be draped all over him. It doesn't matter.
Drummond a screen. Jackson passes to Drummond. A shot that time, not on target. Shumpert with some nice D. Outside Irving. They set the pick. Pass to LeBron. Shot from 16. Another miss by LeBron.
And boy, clear breakdown on defense. They're fortunate that he didn't make them pay.
Pistons trailed by 16. Feeds it to Lure. Drummond with a screen on Jefferson. Lure dishes to Drummond.
Tristan Thompson, vital part of this team's interior defense. Really takes pride in how he contests shots.
Outside Irving. LeBron James on the wing. Inside. Outside for Jefferson. Can't get the bucket from 20 feet out.
Boy, 1 out of 4 to begin the second half. Not in rhythm yet.
Detroit, no good that time either. The Cavaliers leading by 16. James kicks to Irving. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. James a screen on Morris. A floater, and LeBron with the basket, the assist by Irving. Irving's got 4 assists now tonight.
Well, the floater, another weapon in LeBron's ever-expanding arsenal.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Well, a chance to check out Tristan Thompson here. Some nice work from him over the last 10 games. 11th in rebounding, and not many players convert opportunities inside as well as he. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
Here's Jackson, and you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And you look back on the Pistons, and whenever that group has had success as a franchise, it's always driven by a team-oriented concept. I mean, yeah, they've had stars, Isaiah Thomas, Chauncey Billups, but at the heart of all their title runs was a group of 5 guys that just played for each other.
He's off on the first. And thinking about the Pistons and their history of winning with pure team basketball, Greg, you can see that this is what this group is always striving for.
And Kevin, this group right now reminds you a little bit of those Pistons teams of the past. I mean, they're founded on defense. They got that tough mentality in the paint. You've got to be excited about this roster they've assembled here in Detroit.
Well, from a broadcasting perspective, Doris, just how global has the game of basketball grown with advances in the accessibility of the games being played?
You know what I marvel at is how the next generation consumes sports content. Live sports are still what the viewer wants, but you'll see so many people watching on mobile devices, right? Small tablets, phones. It's incredible to me how different our business is, Kevin. News is now not broken in a newspaper story. News is broken on social media.
Don't you think, Doris, it's promoted that way too because owners in this league that are very in tune with the tech side of the business?
Many of them are businessmen and have succeeded because they've been visionaries in their field, and certainly they want to know, how is our content getting to that next generation?
Good point.
And a long wind-up and strong follow-through on the one-hand jam.
Yeah, he's not going to mess that one up. He kicks it to Drummond. The 11-footer misses off the left iron.
He's been so inconsistent from the field, and that makes it hard for these guys to catch up.
Jackson against Irving. Rebound, Andre Drummond. Drummond's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Jackson, and some very quick points for him on that possession. Jackson's got 5.
What nice work to get the high percentage look, and he doesn't make any mistake with it.
Outside Irving. James sets the screen for Irving. James outside. Just 5 on the clock. Releases. Offensive rebound. And it's sent back by Drummond. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond.
Cavaliers ball.
Johnson, he's checked in for Lure. And then for Cleveland, Channing Frye's checked in for Thompson. And it's Corver in for Kyrie Irving. On the wing, Williams, guarded by Jackson. Williams kicks to Jefferson. Tries it from the top of the key. Inman with the rebound. Drummond's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Outside Jackson. Down low. Here's Morris. Pass to Drummond. Morris with the bucket. Morris has got his second basket. Cleveland leading by 15. Williams passes to Corver. There's the feed to Fry. There's the triple. The shot, no good. Good D by Drummond. Now Jackson. 5 points in the game. Drummond a screen. Here's Pope. Second chance shot, and the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
Shooting one. Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
And the Pistons making a change here. Harris is checked in. Williams, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. For Detroit, they have gone 5 of 8 from the charity stripe here tonight. Hard to believe that a player as talented as Drummond slipped to number 9 in the draft, but that's what happened to him. You knew the potential was there, and you know what? He's lived up to what he can do.
Yeah, and I remember the fears were he was just too raw coming into the NBA. Always had an NBA-ready body, and he is physically imposing at times. But credit him for working hard to play to his strengths. It's why he's developed into a star.
Free throw good, James.
If you look at the Cavs offense, I think there's a lot to like. They can shoot it, they're sure-handed with the basketball, and they're very good at attacking the offensive glass.
Johnson in the corner. Out of bounds. Cleveland takes possession. And we take a look here at the shot chart.
And the way they have been shooting from deep, boy, that's been impressive. Talk about making the most of your opportunities. This game would look very different if they weren't dialed in from deep. As it stands, however, they are in control, and the defense has to adjust to how they defend beyond the arc.
And here are the Cavaliers now. And Doris, you talk about the offensive rebounding for the Cavaliers with Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love. You've got your hands full.
Oh, Kevin, these are elite players on the offensive glass. And as a defense, it's hard enough containing LeBron and Kyrie. Now you bring help. Their bigs are at the rim cleaning up any misses. What a great recipe for success.
Pistons trailed by 18. Jackson with it. He's got 5. To the paint and stolen by Fry. And now the Cavaliers. Fast break. Here's Williams. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Williams has got his second bucket tonight.
Boy, with his athleticism, such a dangerous finisher in transition.
Caldwell Pope left side. Kicks it to Jackson. 6 to shoot. Here's Harris. Drummond. Great positioning on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Williams against Jackson. Williams dishes to Fry. Good D by Drummond. And the call will be against Darren Williams. That is his first foul of the game. A different look here for Detroit. Aaron Baines comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Ish Smith in for Reggie Jackson. Pistons trailed by 18. Smith outside. Left side Harris. Smith outside. Drummond a screen. Smith kicks to Drummond. He used that pick to get in close. Drummond's got 6 here in this quarter.
He's been reliable all night. Unfortunately, his teammates haven't. That's why they're behind now.
Outside Williams. Pass to Williams. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, and that's the key. He is still slippery and elusive. The defense gets caught trying to do too much, and they got burned.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And the first one at the line is good. And the Cavs are clearly an elite offensive team. Defensively, they've been a little more vulnerable. Doris, how do they make strides, you think, at that end of the floor?
Well, Kevin, part of it is simply focus and the will to improve. Players like Kyrie Irving and Tristan Thompson are great athletes, and they can improve on that end. I think they've needed another wing stopper who can space the floor as well.
And Williams drops them both.
This is the Pac-10 Player of the Year from 2011, number 2 overall pick in that year's draft. Derek Williams still trying to translate that to NBA success.
Smith with it. Williams picks him up. Smith kicks to Harris. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
As soon as he caught it, the defense was in his grill. Really impressive.
To the middle. And Fry slams it in.
Boy, the feed inside has got to be perfectly placed. It nets him 2 points. That's nicely done.
Harris outside. He feeds it to Johnson. The Pistons working the ball around now. Now here's Drummond. 18 points for him. From deep three-point range. And that one is off. Excellent D there from Williams. Korver gets a wide open look. The three-pointer is right on target. Korver's got 6.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Screen by Smith. And Drummond kicks to Harris. Off the run. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And this will be his second and third shots at the line here.
This season, 88% on the line, so he has been in a comfort zone.
That's good from Harris. Cavaliers making a switch here. Shumpert's checked in. And Harris drops them both. The Cavaliers on offense. They're on a 14-6 run. And Shumpert kicks to Williams. It's stolen by Smith. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, as you know, things could have turned out a lot differently for Stan Van Gundy. He was the favorite for the coaching vacancy in Golden State in 2014, but in the end, the Pistons owner gave him the chance to coach and run the front office, and that led him to Detroit. Now, the Warriors went on to win the title that season, but Van Gundy insists, if I had to do it over again, this is exactly where I'd want to be. And Kevin, he can build this team exactly as he wants.
Thanks, D.A., and after some tough exits in Miami and Orlando, this time he holds the cards. Reggie Jackson's checked in for the Pistons. And he sinks the second. And here is Williams. He's got 7. LeBron James on the wing. Back to Williams. Williams kicks to Shumpert. Down 5 on the shot clock. Back to Williams. And not sure what he was thinking there. Drummond passes to Jackson. Out to Harris. Over to the left wing. Drummond dishes to Smith. Drummond a screen. Smith with it. Williams picks him up. Pistons keep it alive.
Wow, just getting all the luck right now, it seems. Good bounce.
Cleveland leading by 20. Korver kicks to Williams. Smith with the defensive effort. Detroit's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. And the basket by Harris.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
You know, true. He got to the spot where there was nothing a defender could do to stop him.
Outside Williams. And the pass to James. Shoots from the baseline. Not enough on that one as it misses.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Yeah, he gains good position, then gets out on the shooter, affects his rhythm.
Here's Drummond. He's got 18. The dish to Harris. And it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession.
Oh, nice play there to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
Amazing. The quickness, the eye-hand coordination of these guys, extraordinary.
John Lure, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. Kyrie Irving comes in for Williams. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
In for the Cavaliers, Richard Jefferson.
Cleveland leading by 18. Now Irving. He's got 12. Looking to end the drought. Cranes the three-pointer. Irving's got 15.
Yes, his handles are mesmerizing, but don't forget, Kyrie is dangerous from three as well.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Cavaliers ahead, delivering the blowout. And we're coming back in just a... Let's listen in now to head coach Stan Van...
They're not going to walk it up the floor.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Jackson and KCP are in the backcourt together. Marcus Morris is out there with Tobias Harris, and it's Lure in at the 5 down low. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. Harris passes to Jackson. 5 to shoot. Back to Harris. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And the NBA allows more fouls than college with 6, but some feel it might not be enough as it affects games too heavily. We lose some of our best players too early, some say. What is the right amount? Too much, too little? What do you think?
Well, I think they're right where they need to be perfectly frank. And if you remember in college basketball, the Big East, when Patrick Ewing was playing there, they went to 6 fouls, and I thought the level of physicality became absurd on the college level. However, it's different on the NBA. I don't think that 6th foul, it's the perfect amount for this league. I get that the fans want the stars to be on the floor. 6 fouls over a 48-minute game is absolutely perfect.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jefferson.
Pistons ball.
.60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Lure offline with his 3. The Cavaliers leading by 23. Williams dishes to Shumpert. Irving against Jackson. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Detroit, no good that time either.
Just have to shake that miss off. He knows he can make it.
Williams kicks to Irving. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Here's Williams. Another shot. Right through the D for the layup.
That's the activity you like to see from Derek Williams. With that athleticism, if he plays with a high motor, it can pay really big dividends.
Morris outside. Outdoors has been a big topic the last few seasons. What do you make of the hack of whoever strategy? Does it have a place in this league?
Well, I think you and I differ on this, which is so interesting because you and I have had this philosophical conversation. I do not believe that we should reward, and we're generally talking about the big players, by taking away the hack-a-shack strategy. To me, you've got as a professional basketball player to make a 15-foot shot that's uncontested. I don't understand why you can't make that shot.
Well, I've not played at your level. I've not coached at your level. Aesthetically, for me, it is very unpleasing. It ruins the rhythm. This game is all about fluid, skilled, beautiful movement of the ball, of players. I hate to see anything stop and hesitate within the beauty of the game.
I can understand your perspective on that. And the one thing I would say that would make me lean in the argument to taking that out of the game is NBA fans are important. They are what drives television ratings, therefore advertising, therefore sales, and it allows these players to make their living. So I would say if the fans voice their opinion and want this taken out of the game, then I would go in that direction.
We know it is certainly on the mind of Commissioner Adam Silver.
No doubt.
And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And a different look here for the Pistons. Marjanovic checked in for John Lure. Reggie Bullock comes in for Marcus Morris. Darren Hilliard's checked in for Caldwell Pope. And it's Udrich in for Jackson. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Channing Frye's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Jones comes in for Richard Jefferson. DeAndre Liggins, he's checked in for Shumpert. And it's Felder in for Irving. Pistons have gone a dismal 0 for 5 to get the fourth quarter underway. And Udrich kicks to Marjanovic. He dishes it to Bullock. One of the topics, Doris, that's come up recently relates to the NBA scheduling, with all the talk of trying to delete these back-to-back games. Players don't want it. Their performance isn't good. A lot of them will sit and rest, which is kind of cheating the fan that pays a lot of money to go see a big star play, and then he's not going to play because it's the third and 4 nights.
Correct. And you and I have talked about this. You can shorten the exhibition season, Kevin. Go from 10 to 12 to down to 3 to 4. I think that the teams will benefit from that. You can start the season just a little bit earlier. It's so crucial that the NBA product be as good as it should be, and the way to do that is to make sure 4 and 5 and back-to-backs are reduced to the greatest measure possible.
You don't run a championship horse day after day, night after night.
I'm not cracking the whip on you or anybody else.
But you play every other day? That is a horse you can ride. Udrich, the pass to Harris. Here's Bullock. Back to Harris. Clock at 6. Shot to end this cold run. Rebound by Williams. The Cavaliers have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Here's Felder. Back to Williams. It's stolen by Harris. He tries for 3. Pistons keep it alive.
And I just love how he's banging down low. His hard work will let them use some more of the clock here.
And Liggins kicks to Fry. And it's good, 2 points.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
It's tipped and stolen by Fry. And now here comes Jones leading the break. Williams dishes to Jones. Here's Felder. Pass to Fry. 5 on the clock. Poked away. Here's Hilliard. Marjanovic passes to Hilliard, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That's called on Channing Frye. And the past few years, Doris, the league has looked to provide more transparency on officiating. This is an interesting topic. Do you feel that's a move in the right direction, the transparency?
Well, from a fan's perspective, certainly, because you want to make sure that what you're watching is legitimate. You want to know that, okay, you know, they might have missed this call or that call, and that's the human aspect that you can't fix. I do understand the players' and coaches' perspective that it's frustrating to them because it never changes the outcome. So from their perspective, they're sitting there saying, don't tell me that. I don't need to know. I already knew. You don't have to confirm my feeling. But from a fan perspective, I would want that kind of transparency.
Does it undercut, though, the view that we as fans have of the officials? And they say some games, last 2 minutes, may have 9 things that were wrong. And now you're wondering, why are these guys even out there officiating when there were 9 things wrong in the final 2 minutes?
And because you cover college basketball, you know as difficult as this has been for NBA officials because they have been under the glare in the microscope. And I do wonder if that's contributed to sort of a snowball effect. You know the officiating at the NBA level is the best in the world.
It is. Here's Felder. Here's the pick. Outside, Jones takes the three. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. And, well, Detroit shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now.
You know, he's had a tough quarter shooting the ball, but one thing you have to give him, he's fighting out there.
Here's Felder. Dishes it to Liggins. Well, the competition committee, Doris, is always looking at new ideas, looking at the NBA from so many different angles, so many different levels. Do you have a take on switching to the top 16 seeding in the playoffs, for instance? I know that's been a topic of late.
You know, one of my favorite things about the NBA is they are always on the cutting edge of self-evaluation. And if they identify a weakness, then they're going to be proactive and make a change. The most fair way to seed in the playoffs is to pick the 8 best teams from the 2 respective conferences. Divisions clearly perhaps had a place in the past. They no longer do. Let's seed everybody 1 to 8. It's the fairest, easiest way to get the best teams competing in the fairest fashion. So I 100% agree to seeding 1 through 8 regardless of division.
Hilliard kicks to Udrich to the inside. And Harris gets it to go on the assist by Udrich. 9 points for Tobias Harris.
A room service assist to cap that possession. That pass was right on target.
Feeds to Liggins. Back to Williams. Cleveland moving the ball around. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And Channing Frye, a 3-point specialist of 6'11". It's a shot he didn't really utilize in earnest until his 5th year in the league.
Now think about it, Kevin. It's like he flipped a switch. It's become the staple of his offensive game, and he's a trendsetter in that regard. Very tough to defend that pick and pop at the top of the key.
Free throw, good from Frye.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Aaron Baines, he's checked in for the Pistons. Smith comes in for Beno Udrich. Cleveland also making some changes. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for DeAndre Liggins, and it's Williams in for Felder. And both free throws good for Frye. And as a point guard, you ran a lot of pick and rolls. Its screen roll play is the very basis of offensive basketball. Just how much nuance do you think is involved? And I know, but I want to hear you, a successful pick and roll and pick and pop game.
Okay, so this just to give you some context on how involved the pick and roll is. Jeff Van Gundy has 300 pages of how on both sides of the ball you effectively run the pick and roll.
Got to be kidding.
300 pages in his coaching book on how to deal with the pick and roll.
And how about pick and roll defense?
Oh, I mean,
about the same equal number of pages,
and
right?
I'll tell you this, this is why the Chris Pauls of the world are so highly valued, because it doesn't matter what scheme you throw at Chris. He comes off that pick and his eyes are up and he's surveying, and in the most split-second fashion, running through a series of reads and making the right decision every time.
So here's the most basic play in basketball. Yet, if you go a layer deeper, it's maybe the most complex play in basketball. How to play it, how to defend it.
I'll tell you, they say the best things in life are the simple things in life. Pick and roll is the NBA at its absolute definition.
Sound offensively, really no other way to put it here in the second half.
Yeah, and it's because they're moving sharply, getting good shots, big advantage in field goal percentage.
Fired up.
Smith outside. Shot clock at 6. Bullock kicks to Smith from beyond the arc, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Johnson, he's checked in for Reggie Bullock.
Back on the floor. Stanley Johnson.
Here is Williams. Doris, we've seen more teams look to expand their offenses and stretch teams out. You can't analyze the NBA now without using the word spacing to look at a play.
Yeah, it almost makes you feel like perhaps that post play is being phased out of the game. I don't like that. To me, some of my best memories is watching Hakeem Olajuwon deliver the dream shake on the block, or Patrick Ewing, overpower somebody. What's your take? I mean, do you think this is something that is simply cyclical, Kevin, where the post play is out of it, or do do you see a time where maybe it comes back in?
Well, you've talked about the influence of a Steph Curry and what his long-range shooting means for all these young kids playing on playgrounds around the world.
Right.
They're intrigued by it. They're going to work at it. They see future glory for themselves.
Correct.
I think spacing is here. I think seeing players move without the ball, cutting without the ball, enjoying the passing, enjoying the dribbling. They're bringing in parts of the game which are so eye-pleasing, so fun to watch, and I'm sure it's fun to play, too.
No question. I think, obviously, there's something so exciting to the team making the three and so demoralizing to the team that's having it done to them.
Think of how few players are the size 7-footers, 6'8", 7'2", that have that kind of size that can play that kind of game. You're talking about a very small number.
You're 100% right.
A lot of 6'2", 6'1", 6'3" kids out there,
no
boys
question.
and girls that can play that kind of game.
Well, we keep talking about Steph Curry. Draymond Green may be revolutionizing the NBA as much as Steph Curry.
Yes, good point.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Cavaliers.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And so they'll be advancing their win total to 42 games.
A good win, and a lot went into it, but I just like the showing for Fry.
What an exciting game from him, and you can look at both ends of the floor for his highlight reel. The effort was truly on display. I thought he set the tone in this win tonight.
Shumpert dishes to Williams. They set the screen. Here's Williams. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
You know, certainly there's been some inconsistency with the jump shot for Williams, but he's got the bounce to present problems on the interior.
At the line for the Cavaliers, Derek Williams. 2 shots.
That one is off. And the second free throw, good. We've got 28 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Smith outside. There's the pick. He kicks it to Baines. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
All the officials are all over that one.
Aaron Baines. Shooting free throws.
That free throw missing. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Outside Williams. And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Kyrie. Nice win tonight. What was your thought process coming into the game?
You know, I was just going out there trying to compete on every play, trying to play as much defense as possible. You know, just sticking to our game plan. We had a game plan going in and we executed.
Got it done at both ends of the floor, Kyrie. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now to our good friend Ernie Johnson, who is standing by in the studio.
The 2K Sports Postgame Show.
Hello again, and now a chance to check out some of the tremendous play tonight from our Jordan Player of the Game. He really stepped it up and played very big tonight. A huge boost from an unexpected source. They'd love to see more of that.
He affected the game in so many areas tonight. Scorching the nets on one end, locking down guys on the other. That's a complete player, Ernie. That is a guy that you want on your team.
Well, you got to love it when you get this jolt off the bench. It was a wake-up call we were looking for after losing their previous 2 games. Starting 5 needed a boost, so they turned to him, and he produced.
And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and for the rest of the 2K Sports crew, the best in the business. This is Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.